Steph, questions for you. I want to know from your perspective, what did it seem like the team looked either nervous or lethargic starting off the game? Brian said maybe they could have been to wind up for this game. What did you see in that aspect of how you guys came out tonight?
Yeah, they play a quick game, high press, very frantic, try to create chances, quickly counter. I think there's opportunities for us to exploit that over aggressiveness at time, but also we needed to find a bit more of a balance. When we were in the final third, when we were able to beat the press, to then maybe find a little bit of possession, because it just became frustratingly quick, and it kind of worked in their favor because that's what they're used to. So they don't. There's no such thing as a perfect tactic, and so we just needed to adjust better to their tactic. I think they have a clear way of how they want to play and how they want to force turnovers and how they want to get their goals. We just weren't able to adjust and figure out what the weaknesses are of their style of play, and made some errors defensively and offensively. Obviously, 4 goals is a lot, and all of them pretty crappy. You're not going to win games like that.
Next question will go to Jada Evans. Jada, your line is coming off mute. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi. Wanted to see if either of y'all can, what kind of positives, I guess, that you can kind of take from this performance here as the tournament as a whole. Have you even been able to get that far yet?
You go ahead, sir.
Well, for one, the fact that this guy next to me is back on the field and scores a goal is a big one. I would say also we were able to get a lot of young guys in today again as well, and I really like the way they showed up, so that bodes well for the future. We always want our subs to make a difference, and I think for the most part throughout this tournament we had a lot of young guys come in as subs, but they made differences. It's a difficult environment, especially if you haven't really had too many minutes as a young guy, with the heat and everything on top of that. So that's a positive. We were able to get 4 points with the San Jose game and also the Vancouver game. Other than that, we'll have to go home, regroup, search for a bit more of an identity on our own part, on how we want to combat strong teams like we face tonight, so that we're ready for the next game.
We'll go over to Alonso Contreras next for the next question. Alonso, your line is being brought off mute. Thank you.
Thank you. This is for Will. Will, welcome back. Congratulations on your goal.
Thank you.
What went through your mind and when you scored, and what do you think happened in the field when the team was closer to the 2-2 and then LAFC scored the 1-3?
Yeah, honestly, it's a long time coming for me to get back out on the field. It was a little over 13 months. It's a long time. My first objective was to complete my first pass. That was what I wanted to do. And then just get in the box, get on some end crosses, and JJ put a ball in. I redirected it in, and then, like you said, I almost got the second one on the back post again, but if that goes in, it's a whole different game, and unfortunately it didn't. But I was just happy to get back out on the field and play in the game that I love.
Next question will go over to Jeremiah Oshan, Sounder at Heart, SB Nation. Jeremiah, your line's off mute. Please go ahead.
Hey, well, a couple good balls from Jovan on the goal, and then on the chance he had there. What were you seeing there, and what can you say about those passes?
Yeah, I've always had a good connection with Jovan, whether it's at training or before he left and when he came back. He always looks to whip those balls in behind the defenders, back post, near post, and I know it's coming in from him, so it's just one of those things. We got that chemistry. Was happy to be able to have that feeling of scoring a goal again, even though the circumstances are not what we wanted at all. But, it's just 13 months of not having that feeling, then having that feeling is a little anticlimactic, but it was what it was. And, like I said, we're going to learn from this game for whenever the season starts back up, and, it'll only make us stronger.
Reminder, if you have a question, hit the button at the bottom of your screen to raise your hand. We will go back to Nico Moreno at this time. Nico, your line is clear. Please ask your question.
Thank you. Will, you kind of just talked about it a little bit, but I wanted to know, as soon as you're coming in, how much was this planned out that you were going to come in and play? Was that all kind of something that you were already working in and to getting your rhythm back and all of that?
Yeah, this was the first game I was available for selection for, so I didn't know what was going to happen. I know Brian let me know he was going to just see how the game went and try to get me in. Once we went down, I thought there was a decent chance of me coming in, but, games change very fast, so I just wanted to make sure I was ready. And when I come in, anytime, whether it's for 1 minute, 30 minutes, 90 minutes, I'm trying to make a difference. I think every time I'm in the game, I'm a threat in the box, and I think I showed that a little bit, but, it's just one goal, and unfortunately we didn't get the result that we wanted to advance in the tournament. But like I said, we'll learn from our mistakes, and we'll get better from it.
Go over to Maz Vida again. Maz, your line is coming off mute. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Absolutely, thanks. Hey, Steph, how long do you keep? Well, I guess both of you, but we'll start with Steph. How long do you keep a loss like this, and then? Looking back at the tournament, what are some of the things, because it was a tournament, what are some of the things that you would take away?
Well, you certainly want to look at this loss and look at the things that we could have done better as a team, but also individually. Things that didn't come off, things that you've been working on and trying to practice and didn't translate into the game. So when we're looking at that, but after that, it's hopefully we have a goal pretty soon in terms of what we can look forward to, because practicing just for sake of practicing is difficult. So it was nice. This tournament kind of gave us a little bit of a target, to look forward to competition and work towards a goal of competing. So we're going to need that at some point again when we get back to Seattle. But overall, we did. I don't think we knew much coming into this bubble how it was going to pan out. It was like getting deployed. Everybody was, I think, a bit anxious, and on the plane ride here, we didn't really know what to expect. But for the most part, I think we've done a good job as a team, not trying to mingle with anybody, and really taking this pandemic very seriously to make sure that we don't test positive and do everything we can in our own that's in our own hands. So I'm happy with that. But the world out there is still struggling with it. So we're going to be going back, and the fight has to stay strong to make sure that we can hopefully provide a little bit more entertainment for people, and a little bit of joy with getting back on the pitch in some capacity.
Thanks, Steph. We'll go over to Jada Evans again. Jada, go ahead and ask your question. Your line's coming off mute.
Thanks. I wanted to ask about the defense and the way that y'all played that way. Brian had mentioned that it was just a team-wide errors. Obviously, you're going to see the last part. So, Steph, what did you kind of see, or do you agree with that with Brian?
I didn't hear exactly what Brian said, but from my perspective, obviously, one PK goal, one deflection, 2 turnovers. I think the goals that they should have scored, that they created themselves, that didn't come. We created most of their goals tonight, which is credit to them too, because they forced those errors and those situations. I think last time we found success against them, we defended more as a team from front to back. We were also a bit more, precise with the big key moments. At one point, I think in first half, we have a really good chance. We have a chance to come back at 2-2. So we're actually okay. We're in the game. With that being said, no, not ideal by any means, because if you expect your team to be perfect to squeak out a draw or a small victory, then there's something wrong. So again, we just need to needed to be able to show a bit more of our own identity there, because we were pretty much reactive the whole game, I thought, and got sucked into that quick playing style that didn't really benefit us. So overall, just not the best game on our part.